to DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty, where on this channel, our vision is to empower the impoverished by helping you find financial freedom through crypto assets. Please subscribe and leave a comment and a thumbs up. Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty. So today, lucky number 7 top things or 7 things I wish I knew before getting into drip. So before I get into that, reminder that we have the contest going on basically until the end of the month, June 30th, or the 4 farms unpause, whichever comes first. As a recording of this video, the farms are not unpaused. It'll be scheduled, so we'll see. But basically, you can get in if you're already on the team. You need to have at least 10 drip deposited net from the day I took the screenshot or network capture, I should say. And if you're new to the team, at least 5. And you need to be in the Telegram. That's about the gist of it. Check the community post for details or jump into Telegram for more questions and answers. All right, beginning into this. 7 things I wish I knew before I got into drip back around February 8th or so. Number 1, I wish I knew the top was already in for drip during this cycle. So what I mean by that, the top was here January 27th, depending on what DEX you go to. The top was somewhere between 160 to 190, I think, 197 or whatever. Point being, it was still on the same day. So late January, and it's been downward sell pressure ever since then. So I wish when I saw this little mini pump that drip was going to do this. So hindsight's 2020. I wish I would have known that because I could have bought a lot more drip now than what I would have invested here. I put in $1,000 across 6 wallets, and that got me total like 6 and some change drip, basically. 5 wallets and 1.3 drip or something like that. I can't remember, but not a lot of drip. So I wish I knew the top was in because I would have dollar cost averaged and not just FOMO'd. And that's some lessons learned that you guys can use right now if you're sitting on the sidelines. So dollar cost average in, especially now with these prices. Number 2, I wish I knew the animal farm would have been paused for 4 months. Nobody knew what was going to happen. The farm launched here. That's where this came in and why we had this price action. And then we had the farm running and everything was smooth until the Piggy Bank exploit. And then it's just been paused ever since. So from February now until June, we are sitting at just over 4 months. It's a little less. I think the farm paused. I can't remember exactly what date, but point being, I wish I would have known that because if I was sitting on the sidelines again, I could dollar cost average only in the drip and not have put capital into the animal farm, and I could have just waited. So again, if you're sitting on the sidelines or you're looking to get in, focus on drip. Drip is the foundation to building your financial freedom and financial wealth, passive income. So get into drip first and build a strong position. Strong position for me is 1,000 drip. For each person, it's going to be different. But at these prices, you can definitely get in and build a strong position. So I wish I would have known that this was going to happen. I believe the farms will be unpaused in the next 2 to 3 weeks, as I continue to say. So this right now is no big deal. It's worth waiting. And if you're on the sidelines, dollar cost averaging in at these prices is a steal. So I wish I would have known that because I would have waited as well. Number 3, I wish I would have known Russia was going to invade the Ukraine. That caused a lot of sell pressure. It's not on this chart, but basically the macro environment had a lot of people getting out of crypto because of that. It caused supply chain shocks. All sorts of stuff happened that slowly started causing some FUD into the crypto markets. So again, would have known that, would have again waited to know that we were eventually going to find ourselves with the first trigger event, which signaled the bear market, and that would be number 4, that Luna UST would collapse. Now, whether or not this was manipulation, we don't know, but hindsight's always 2020. A lot of things were a factor for this, but if you're not familiar, Luna was around $100+ and a $40 billion market cap, and it came tumbling down to literally nothing. And it was so bad, it got crushed that they created another chain and basically just said, screw it, the old one's done, we can't do nothing with it. A stable coin, UST, went from $1 to, I think right now, less than a penny. And this is what signaled basically the start of the collapse and the official bear market of crypto, with Bitcoin starting to fall from here due to the sell-offs. So if I had known that, as you know, Bitcoin is the king, so everything else follows Bitcoin. And ever since this cascade event from here down, all the other cryptos have just followed suit. So if I had known that, again, dollar cost averaging into drip would have been wise. Although April 4th till now, we didn't see that much of a drop in drip, which is great. That just shows you how resilient drip is. So for drip, here from that Luna crash, we were at 32 and now we're down to 10. So 60% drop, but 30 to 10 doesn't hurt as bad as 130 to 30 does, even though they could be very similar price corrections. It always looks worse all the way up here. Even going from now 10 to $5 would be a 50% correction, but it doesn't seem nearly as bad as 130 to 65. So next up, what I wish I would have known about the Fed interest rate hikes. You could say this one was known. There was a lot of speculation on here, but I didn't know how it was going to affect the market. This is my first crypto bear market that I've officially been in. So I didn't know how the markets would respond and what would happen and all the stable coins. And right now you got Celsius crashing. So you got Luna, you got Celsius, you have maybe USDD coming down the pipeline. And if you listen to Kevin O'Leary, he says there's more max pain coming. So all of these things are what's signaling basically our global recession that we're in right now. So inflation, I think recession, for definition, you have to have 2 consecutive quarters above a certain percentage rate to be considered a recession, but it doesn't matter. Things just suck right now. So again, wish I would have known that, because you could be buying BNB at some bargain basement prices right now than what they were at previously. And BNB being paired to our native drip asset, you could get a lot more drip for your dollar with BNB being where it's at. Same thing with any other crypto. So if you had have known this was coming, then getting in now, you would be seeing some amazing price action as we get closer and closer to launch. So not financial advice, of course, but I wish I would have known also that drip would bottom out around the $8-10 range. That's still to be seen. As of right now, we've been holding the line over here really, really well. Whenever drip dropped down to below 8, high 8s, low 9s, it came back up. We're waiting to see what happens again right now as of this video, and we could get back down to this level and retest it. It will all depend on when the farms come on pause. But the point I'm getting at is that regardless, we see some strong support down here at these levels, and we do know that the farms are coming back online within the next 2 to 4 weeks, not like this where it's gonna be 4 months, and that will help out drip. So even if this goes down lower to the $5-7 range, as some have said, you're still getting amazing prices, because if you're buying in now, you'll still be able to dollar cost average. So all that being said, those 7 things, if I had known, I would have kept some capital on the side and not had to invest what I've invested now, which is close to 30 grand, just to get my drip price just at about an average of $20 per drip token. So in order for me to get to this average buy-in price, it's cost me 20 grand. Whereas you can, 30 grand. Whereas you can right now get this average buy-in price, because that's where drip is at. So if you're sitting on the sidelines and you're waiting to get in, this is the absolute best time this year, not financial advice, of course, because again, if drip goes lower, you can just buy more. And pretty sure that once the farms come back online, we will bounce and come back up. So even if we trend down lower at the same rate that we've been doing for the past months or so, you got very little more downside down here. Even if it's 50% from here, this means that you'll still be able to keep your average cost per drip well in this range, the $5 to $10 range. And when drip appreciates, when the farms go back online, which it will, because just think logically, if drip is holding down here with no utility whatsoever other than itself, why would it go lower when the farms come back online and there's more things to do with drip? And the drip utility, the drip UI, the other stuff that he's got lined up, and the 100,000 users in the farm versus, I'm sorry, in the in drip than what we had before. So logically, it makes no sense that it will go lower when the farms come on unpaused. If anything, it will hold that line and go higher or bounce around it. So if you're able to get in around here, then you are guaranteed to get some positive price appreciation in the token itself, as well as the 1% compound interest. So definitely the best thing I think you can do right now if you're sitting on the sidelines between the next 2 to 3 weeks from now. So those are my top 7. Wish I would have known. I would have held some capital on the side, wouldn't have had to do some interest arbitrage to get more capital. But I am happy that I've gotten my price down below 20, because anything above 20 becomes profit that I can actually take, because I haven't taken out a single Satoshi or paid myself. I've moved it around, claimed for airdrops only, and I've continued to get in on the garden. So not financial advice, of course, but those are my 7. And if you're here, definitely not recommend getting in right now within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And like I said, continue to dollar cost average in until the farms go online. Then the strategy at that stage, once they go online, try to get the rest of your bag in or put it into the garden or something like that. So whatever money you got sitting on the side, allocate it for the next 2 to 3 weeks to buy in a little at a time of drip. And you can't time the bottom, so it's best to just continue dollar cost averaging. But once the farms are on pause, you can almost guarantee that that is the bottom. There's like I said, there's no logical explanation that we'd all of a sudden have massive sell-off, specifically on the drip faucet. On the garden, maybe, because who knows why, but it doesn't make any sense because the garden hasn't been paused either. But those two are separate. So not financial advice, of course, but that's what I recommend. All right, guys, until next time, live daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.